Hey everybody, it's Jamie from Independence Street Nola, and I'm here with
Hi.
Helen, also known as the Crimson Cadaverous, and we have a little bit of a different setting today.
Yes.
We're outside, and we have our fancy microphone, so...
Yes. Hoping that makes things a little easier to understand us.
Agreed. Okay, so let's get into it. So this is the week of 8/8 to 8/14, and it's a very big week.
Yes.
We have a full moon in Aquarius.
Yes, on
Is
Thursday.
it a super full moon?
It is.
Super full moon on Thursday.
Third of a succession of supermoons, actually.
Okay, so super full moon on Thursday, which is also happening with the Grand Cross, which we'll
Yes.
explain as well on Thursday. And then on Monday is the peak of the 8/8 Lionsgate.
Yes.
And so, as we say in astrology, this is a portal.
Yes.
Okay, and so, but when did the portal open for the Lionsgate?
I believe it was on July 28th.
Okay.
So we've kind of been in this energy for a little bit, but we say it's peaking on the 8th just because that's when the sun and the our spiritual sun, Sirius, are parallel one another. So they're about 30 degrees, one sign or so away from one another, but they're lining up with Orion's belt. So that's actually what's creating like the portal, basically.
Yes.
So it's a portal for
What do we associate Sirius with? The star Sirius.
Sirius is our spiritual sun.
Okay.
So it's considered the dog star. Is that
Yes,
correct? Yes.
it's called the dog
Yes.
star. Can I say my favorite fact about
Yes,
the dog
please.
star? Okay. So it is called the dog star because it is a part of the constellation Canis Major,
Yes.
which means the greater dog.
Yes.
But that's also where we get the term the dog days of summer.
Right.
Because
which is August.
yeah, we're sweating.
Yeah.
We're sweating.
Yep.
out
It's
here.
hot. We're outside. It's
Yes,
hot.
because that's where Sirius is. It's
Yes.
in that constellation of the
Yes.
major dog. So dog days of summer.
Yes.
Yes.
So during this time period, it's a great time to just kind of reignite that fire that you have for your spiritual self. I like the idea of the fire aspect specifically. I was listening to the song "Light My Fire" on the way here,
All right,
and it's
good.
like
You're always
finding a
looking for
way
it.
of
Yeah.
like reigniting your own fire.
Yeah.
And a lot of that is connecting to our spiritual self.
Yeah. And you were telling me before, in ancient times, this is when they would line up in Giza, right, with the three pyramids.
Yes, the three pyramids. Yes,
Yeah.
all line up
With Sirius.
with Sirius and the sun, I think.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
Orion's belt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that configuration happened earlier.
Yes.
But we call this the peak of the portal because of the parallel.
To Orion's belt. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's happening on Monday.
Yep. So lion energy there.
Yes, big line energy there. Also on Monday, the sun is squaring many things.
Yes.
Okay. So I just take that as a cue to sit with this energy. And, you know, the sun is our movement, right? That sun is that masculine. But because it's squaring so many other planets, I just feel like this is a good time to allow it to come in and then to see where it takes us.
Yes.
It's a time to have a good conversations and to see what, like you said, is falling away
Yep.
and where you want your spiritual self to go.
Right.
For
And
sure.
to basically be open to change.
Yes.
Not be resistant to it. I think if we're going to be resistant to change, especially if it's change that we know deep down needs to happen, it's just gonna be a little rough.
Yeah.
But if we kind of like,
Oh, uncomfortable.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Uncomfortable.
Yes, because the moon is in Sagittarius and it's moving into Capricorn.
Yep.
And Capricorn is that work.
Yep.
Sea goat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wants to work, definitely.
Right. And so with the sun having those squares, it's good to know that feminine side of you is moving into Capricorn.
Yes.
And it is going to assist the sun with this new information that's coming in with
Yes.
Capricorn. Yeah. Okay, so on Tuesday, the Capricorn moon is trining the North Node and Uranus.
Yes.
Okay.
So working for the change.
Yep, that's good.
Yep.
Wednesday is World Lion Day.
World Lion Day, we've got that lion energy. I mean, we've got Lion's Gate, we've got World Lion Day, which actually is just coincidental. It's just a day to honor lions in the world and, you know, bring attention to their conservation efforts, which I will definitely be doing a post about that this week.
Okay, so
But
and I'll
we also,
repost.
what's that?
I'll repost it.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, and it's Leo season, so it's just lion energy all around this week.
Yes. Okay, also Wednesday, the moon in Capricorn is starting to move into Aquarius, right? So
Yes.
this is Wednesday, we're starting to rev up for the full supermoon.
Right.
Okay.
Which peaks again on Thursday.
Yes. And the sun is still squaring the north node, right?
Yes.
And so you have the note here. This is the soul mission and conscious aligning of the self.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so there's a lot of big energy, you guys. So, prepare to feel like super happy, but also super challenged.
Yes.
I feel like is a good way when this stuff starts to come in.
Right, and that's when we talked about at the very beginning of the video with the Grand Cross.
Which is happening on Thursday.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's actually, we're kind of sitting in that energy all week.
Okay.
But they get all closest to being, Crossish. Yeah. However we say that to one another Thursday during that full moon. So full moon, strong, powerful energy anyways, amplifying, this fixed Grand Cross.
Okay, so we're going to just describe what a Grand Cross means
Yes.
in astrology. Okay, and so a Grand Cross is basically if you think of a cross, right? And so there's a planet here, planet here, and a planet here, and they're all 90 degrees apart. But what makes this one a little different is that there's a couple planets here, a couple planets here, a couple planets here, and a couple planets there, and they're close enough to 90 degrees apart.
Right. So it's more the energy of that sign versus just that particular planet with this particular cross.
Right. And so we have Saturn in Aquarius.
Saturn in Aquarius conjunct the moon during the full moon.
Which is also will be in Aquarius.
Right.
So those guys are all in Aquarius. So that's one point.
Right.
Okay.
And then across from that is going to be the Leo sun.
The Leo sun, right? Because we know full moon is reflection.
Yeah.
Okay. And then over here.
We have the Taurus conglomeration that we just saw exact of Mars, North Node, Uranus.
Okay. They're all hanging out in Taurus. So that's another point. And then over here.
And then we've got the Scorpio South Node.
Okay. And so all of these is what we call right now. This is the Grand Cross.
Yes.
And so this is a lot of energy that's changing. They're close enough to 90 degrees apart, which means they are in conversation with each other.
Yep.
And it's a pretty lively conversation.
Yep. It's an energy that is challenging us.
Yeah.
But more than anything, it's asking us to challenge ourselves.
Right.
And just say that, I recognize that I was at where I was at before.
Yeah.
But it's time to move on. And
Right.
Uranus, all that kind of, energy he had going on recently, he was there to remind us of that as well.
Yep. And that full moon is in Aquarius, and Aquarius is ruled
By Uranus.
Right. And that's its modern ruler, you guys. And so it's very important. We always think as I like how you say Uranus. I say Uranus, but anyway, Uranus.
The other two ways of saying it,
it's like sexy time. Okay. But with that, it's the rebel. It's that rebellion, right? But it is a conscious rebellion.
Yes.
Right? And
a humanitarian rebellion.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so when that full moon is in there, right, that's a lot of, emotion.
Yes.
Right? But it's a full moon, so it's highlighting what we can let go, but also what we can keep tending to.
Yes.
Okay, so let's use that energy for the greater good, and let's use that energy for ourselves, because I say it all the time, Aquarius is the self.
Yes.
And then the collective.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And I think, at this time we're kind of dealing with that rebellious love energy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Because
love.
in your notes you wrote, our greatest act of rebellion is to love freely and to be positive despite the negative. And I think that's really important too, because what's really coming in for me with this Leo season is it's really balancing that feminine and masculine that Leo represents. Leo is strength and emotion.
Yeah.
And like if we were like the old timey days, we'd be like, strength's a man job and emotion's a lady's job, right? But it's not.
Nope.
It
Not
is,
if we think of lions.
no, right. It is that yin yang, however you want to say it. And so I really think Leo is coming and letting us know that's that conscious fire, right?
Yep.
Like it's moving as one. And so, and that rebellious moon is saying, it's time to love like that. It's time to love ourselves like that. It's time to move forward like that.
Well, and I think it's very important to note it that Venus moves into Leo on the same day as the full moon. Mm-hmm. So I think to me that's like having pride in what we value, having pride in what really matters to us.
Right.
And again, I take that word pride because of the lion.
Yeah.
I think that's important that it's not just that we begrudgingly love something, that we take pride in it, and it's like, this is something I value, and so I'm going to fight for it.
And authentically value.
Exactly.
Like it's an authentic, like you take pride in that.
Right.
Like I take pride that I clean my house.
Yes.
I need to clean my house.
Right, not just, I hated doing this.
Right, but
because, no, I have a clean house now, yay.
Right, and I show up for my house, and I take pride in that, and my house shows up for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so do you feel good about Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay, and also like, if something else, you have the Sun, Moon square Uranus. But in the moon conjunct Saturn. But
Yeah,
I think it's all going with the same. Oh,
Yep.
that was our
We
grand
already talked
trine.
about that.
Yeah,
Grand
thanks.
cross.
I'm great at
Yep.
writing notes. Okay, so Friday the moon moves into Pisces.
Yep.
And squares Mars.
Yeah.
Okay, which is great.
Yeah.
So when that moon, right, is there with Aquarius, and we're bringing in all this rebellion, and when it moves into Pisces, right, is how do we dream about that? To me,
Yeah.
how can we like really have that faith and that pride that we can bring this new vision of the world that we want to seed into existence?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Mars. That squaring Mars is that masculine, and Mars is what goes forward and does
Yep.
it after it gets its message from the feminine. And so Mars is squaring that, saying, okay, this is you saying what you want, so let's figure out how to do it.
Yep. Take action.
I fucking love it.
Yep.
Or take notes.
Right.
Okay.
And then the next day, the
Saturday.
moon is opposite Mercury.
Right?
So it's like now we almost have like the mind to be able to see.
Right, it's that
How we're feeling.
communication.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's start talking with each other.
Yep.
This is great. There's someone doing something with a vacuum. So
Yeah.
okay, but we're almost done, everybody. Okay, Sunday. The moon is still
Sunday.
in Pisces, and it's conjunct Neptune. And
Right.
Neptune rules Pisces.
Right. So it's like just amplified like Pisces, Neptune energy.
Yeah.
Feeling it.
Right.
We're feeling it.
And it's important to go to your higher self in these because, you know, when Neptune and Pisces in its lower self, that's the delusion.
Escapism.
Right, addiction.
Yeah.
But when it's in its higher self, it is that alpha and the omega.
Yep.
It is dreaming, bringing dreams,
Unconditional love.
right, into reality, and knowing that one thing ends, something else happens immediately.
Yep.
So.
Oh, and we have a bird
This way.
chirping away.
Oh, wow, that's so good.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I feel like this is a great. I think this is a really big week.
I think this is a week. This is a week about taking that lion energy and I think internalizing it and
Yeah.
understanding that the lion really is all about the heart and compassion.
I was thinking the same thing. All about the heart.
And when the lion roars, they're roaring almost like it's a sense of pride for their pride.
Right.
So
Bringing
I think,
in that new energy.
right. And I
Yeah.
always want to remind people that the lion doesn't ask anyone's permission to roar.
No.
They just know they're supposed to roar, so they do it.
Yeah.
So it's like the things we feel comfortable doing that we're supposed to do, you just need to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Take that lion energy and
go for it.
yeah.
Okay, I love it. All right, you guys, as always, you can find us on Instagram
Yes.
and YouTube.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, just reach out to us.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you
All
guys
right,
next
have
week.
a great week.
Great.